What is going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I don't have my mic hooked up. Got to charge it. It's not dead or anything, but I have that feeling it's going to. So, I didn't want to film the video and then the mic just dies out. That has happened to me on numerous occasions. So, I decided to just go ahead and charge it so I didn't have to worry just in case. So, first and foremost, it's becoming that time of the year with allergies. When you wake up with a sore throat and your nose wants to be a pain in the butt. For me, I live in Florida, very humid. But I live like upper north near the Panama and Pensacola area. So it's not too bad, especially during the winter. I love it during the winter because it actually gets cold. Excuse me, compared to like living down south. I lived near the Coral Springs area, if you guys are familiar with that. um, I think I was about an hour, give or take, maybe a little over an hour from Fort Lauderdale, like the Miami area, because I had my grandparents at the time were living in Fort Lauderdale, but they've moved up where we're at now, me and my family. So yeah, my allergies will tend to hit. Sometimes it's during the spring and summer, or I will be fine during that time of the year, and it won't hit until the winter. So, like, it kind of switches up from time to time. But nonetheless, that's what I'm dealing with. So, this is going to be a thrift store haul. Yes, I went back again to the same location and picked up a stack of movies. I've been really liking what she's had recently. Mind you, not every title is worth picking up, and some of them are not in the best condition, but I did manage to find ones that I wanted to add that I didn't have. And as you guys know, and you've been subscribed to the channel for quite a while, as you guys know, if I don't have the movie, I will pick up the DVD, and then eventually I will upgrade it and get my money back. I've been doing this for a while now. I started back in 2023. Is it 20? Yes, 2023. Um, I started doing a upgrade challenge, and I surprisingly was able to upgrade like over 10 titles from DVD to Blu-ray, from Blu-ray to 4K, and then even added some films in my collection that I needed to like complete some films, and like film franchises, whether it's a two film set, a trilogy, or anything like that. I was able to do that. So I kind of, after watching the film on DVD, if it's something I do like, of course I am going to put it in my upgrade pile. And if it's something I don't care for, I will sell it. But I went to that same thrift store, picked up some titles I missed out, and then there's a thrift store like literally not too far from where I live, maybe like a couple miles, and they had DVDs. They rearranged everything, so like they basically took over like an old church, and over the years they've changed it up here and there. I do know the owner of the thrift store, and they've changed it multiple times, and this time around they actually got rid of all the VHSs and DVDs. So I figured, you know what, let's give it time. Maybe they'll build some DVDs will come in, and they did. And surprisingly, I found some pretty great titles. So there was a few other ones. There was actually one I could have bought and flipped, and made like $10 or so. I mean, turning 50 cents into $10, in my personal opinion, is not a bad deal. I may go back, who knows? Yeah, so I have two separate stacks, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start off with the first one that I've been to twice within a week and a half, and this will probably be the last. Give it a while so they can build up more back up, see if anything new comes in. So the first one I picked up is Office Space, such a classic. Mike Judge, well known for the creation of King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead. He also did Extract with Jason Bateman and Mila Kunis. Office Space is fantastic, very quotable, great cast. Absolutely love this movie. Picked up a Jim Carrey film that I feel like doesn't get talked about a lot. I feel like it's one of his underrated films, and that is the film Me, Myself, and Irene. This movie's hilarious. It's got a great cast. You have the likes of Renee Zellweger, you have Anthony Anderson. This movie is just, in many ways, it's just messed up to some extent, but it's just fully entertaining. And it feels like Jim Carrey has a lot more freedom in this movie to some level. So yeah, Me, Myself, and Irene is a fun one. I know it tends to get some mixed reviews, but I don't know. I enjoy it for what it is. The next one here, I know has a 4K release from Kino, but I picked up Kingpin. Woody Harrelson, Vanessa Angel, Randy Quaid, um, Bill Murray. Such a fun movie. There are a lot of moments in this film that just makes you shake your head like, what? Um, but yeah, I think everybody is fantastic in it. I don't know what happened to Vanessa Angel. You know, I know her from the Weird Science TV series, but, haven't really seen her do anything since, so I don't know. But yeah, this will be eventually one to upgrade. As you guys know, I had mentioned that I was going to pass on the Cheech and Chong DVD that they had, but then I decided, you know what? I can pay 75 cents rather than paying like $5. I was telling myself I may not have the luck of finding a lot of films I want to get as a start, but I do want to eventually get all of them. And you can definitely tell that Kevin Smith took inspiration for the creation of Jay and Silent Bob from Cheech and Chong. But I picked up Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. I would like to see a crossover. We need a crossover. Jay and Silent Bob meet Cheech and Chong. Excuse me. That movie would be hilarious. Cheech Marin has had a fantastic career, a lot of great films. He's done a lot of great television work. So, such a fantastic actor. And Tommy Chung, he definitely kills it with a lot of the stuff he does. I mean, you can tell he's typecast to play the same character, especially that 70s show, but he really lights up that series in those episodes that he's in. And I also believe he actually came back to portray the character in the that 90s show spinoff. So yeah, very, very glad to pick that one up, and hopefully it'll be the beginning of the Cheech and Chong films in my collection. The next one here also has a 4K from Kino, and that is Road Trip. Road Trip's a fun one. It's got a great cast: Breckenmeyer, Tom Green, DJ Qualls, Sean William Scott, who's pretty much typecasted in this film, Amy Smart, the one dude from Royal Pains, I think it was the brother, and then he's also in, no, I'm pointing at Breckenmeyer, this guy from Royal Pains, as I stated, he's the brother. And then I know he's in a lot of like low budget, straight to home video comedies, but I will always remember him from the Animorphs TV series. I think he played Axe. So yeah, I will always remember him as that character no matter what he does. But this movie's hilarious. Sean William Scott, as I stated, typecasted. He's basically that film's version of a Stifler. That's pretty much how he acts, to some degree. Next is Old School. Love this movie. There are some really great moments in here, like when they have the center block with the string attached to their junk. You guys know what scene I'm talking about, and that scene where they drop it and one actually ends up taking the lid off to the sewer. I laugh every time. Another one that I laugh about is the tranquilizer scene when Sean William Scott, who has a small appearance in this, is talking to Will Ferrell's character, and Will Ferrell accidentally shoots the tranquilizer gun into his neck. So then everything starts to sound like slow motion for him, and you know, that you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Why I feel so tired. I absolutely love that scene. I feel like there's another scene that stands out for me. Oh, you're my boy, Blue. um, yeah, entertaining as all can be. I would not be surprised if this is another film that Kino eventually picks up and releases on 4K. The next two are Adam Sandler films. The first one being Happy Gilmore. So we have Happy Gilmore 2 coming out later this year, and I wanted to revisit the first film before I do watch the second one. This, I believe, is getting a 4K through Kino, so eventually I will upgrade to that. But yeah, Happy Gilmore is a fun one. It tends to be a little more popular than Billy Madison. Um, it's constantly aired on pretty much every channel you can think of. I guess just over the years, it's grown a big popularity because I always remembered Billy Madison being aired more often than Happy Gilmore. Now it seems like the roles have reversed. So yeah, I'm excited to watch reviews for the 4K transfer, and I'm looking forward to revisiting the film before the second one comes out. And then the last one is Billy Madison, which is getting a 4K through Kino as well. And I quote this movie all the time. There's so many great scenes that are fantastic in this, ranging from the dog poop in the bag lit on fire porch scene with the old guy. Don't put it out with your boot, Ted. Shut up, devil woman. I quote that scene all the time. Or, oh, it's nudie magazine day. Or, Chris Farley, God rest his soul. That scene where he's like, I swear to God, I will, end this precious field trip and turn this bus around. I know I mixed up those lines, but yeah, Chris Farley is just fantastic in this. I know a guy that would, and then that scene where he's like, he knows a guy that would definitely, tap Miss Veronica, and not for a while. I'm all over the place here. Sandler's like, no, you don't. Yeah, but no, you don't. um, of course, there's the iconic scene at the end when he makes the speech. That going back to the beginning of the film, when the puppy who lost his way, and he's like, "You've got a responsibility. Go out and find that, you know, dog." Don't want to curse too much because that YouTube will get onto you about it. But that scene, they so hot want to touch the hiney scene is fantastic. Or the pee your pants. You ain't cool unless you pee your pants. That's another one I quote. The kid we're trying to read. What was, and then Adam's like, today, Junior. Or when they're eating the pudding pack, when he's eating the pudding pack and the lunch, and they're talking about Donkey Kong and Mortal Kombat. That, you know, I think Donkey Kong is crap, and Sandler's like, or no, I think Donkey Kong sucks, and Sandler's like, no, you suck. And then of course there's the ongoing gag, O'Doyle rules. Yeah, it's a fun one. All right, so the next stack here is from the other thrift store I went to where the DVDs were 50 cents. Found some pretty great titles. So the first two are snapper cases. We got Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda. Looks pretty interesting, has a great cast, so I'm looking forward to it. A little movie fact, I believe Bridget Fonda is married to Danny Elfman, the well-known music composer who has collaborated mostly with Tim Burton, but he has films outside of the Tim Burton world that he's done. Excuse me. And he also had a band in the 80s. He did the theme for the Weird Science movie. Little known fact here, Jenna Elfman, who played Dorma in Dorma and Greg, she is actually married to Danny Elfman's nephew. So that's a really cool fact. So yeah, Bridget Fonda did end up retiring from acting. But I'm glad she was able to leave, a variety of movies in her short career. Next, we have Fearless with Jeff Bridges. This sounded pretty interesting, and it's got a pretty good cast. Released in 1993, so I'm excited to check that out. I've always enjoyed like early films that take place in the early 90s because it's like you're time traveling back to that time because the cars, the clothing, just the culture during that time. It's just great to go back and see. This was a cool find. I know there was a Warner Archive Blu-ray that just came out. I know it had some issues where a replacement disc had to go out, but I found Just Friends. I like this movie. It's entertaining, but it's at times I think a little over the top, especially with Anna Faris. Um, she's great in that though. Next, I picked up is Nashville. I've heard some pretty good things about this one. Wanted to check it out. Lily Tomlin, Karen Black, and Barbara Harris and Keith Carradine are pretty much the only names I recognize. So it's filmed from the mid 70s, yeah, 1975. Sorry if the lighting just got a little darker. It's actually been a gloomy day so far, rain and things like that. So if you see the picture quality, if you see the lighting get darker, that's pretty much what it is. I'll try to turn the light on here. Alright, that should be a little bit better. This was a cool find. This is a Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn film that I've actually been wanting to check out for quite a while and heard some pretty good things about, and it's the film Bird on a Wire. So I'm excited to check this one out. I think this came out when, 86? No, 1990. Why did I think it was 1986? I don't know. I thought this was like some film that came out in the mid to late 80s. My apologies, but yeah, I'm excited for that one. This is a really fun movie. I've stated this before. Like when certain films, whether they're in the drama category or if they are, in the rom-com romance category, if it's got a great story and it keeps me intrigued, then I will, definitely add it to the collection. But this one I've always enjoyed. It's a romantic comedy, and it's Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon, Patrick Dempsey, Josh Lucas. I've always enjoyed this one. Little fact, so I think many years ago, Reese Witherspoon did a live Q&A on her Facebook page, and what I learned to find out was that, her family was stationed on the same military base in Germany that my family and I were stationed. My father was in the army at the time, and her father was in the military. She left literally, I would say, not too long after we actually ended up moving. So, moving to the base. So I was telling my mother, I was like, it would have been interesting if they never left and they stayed. I said we could have ended up being friends with them. So that's pretty cool. I'm hoping one day I can meet her and share that little story about the time she was mentioning that. So yeah. The last one here is another romantic comedy. I've never even heard of this. It doesn't say. It's a Touchstone picture. Usually they don't put the date. It's 90s. I'm gonna say probably early 90s, give or take. I'm trying to find the date on here, which I don't think it's going to have. I try to check the disc as well. I mean, yeah, I would at least think it's like early to mid 90s. But it's the film Green Card. It's got Andy McDowell, who hasn't aged a day in her life. The only thing that has changed is her hair color. And then you have Gerard Depardieu. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. I could be. I don't know. But it looks like it's going to be a really good film from what I've read. The music's done by Hans Zimmer. Actually, a couple of these movies that I've showed, Hans Zimmer has composed the music for. So, yeah, I'm excited to check this one out. So, there you have it. Those are the films that I picked up. Probably, they'll last for a little while, at least going to the thrift stores. I still need to start completing my challenge, my upgrade challenge, at least the titles that I need to upgrade. Like, I want to say I have around a little over 20 left. That ranges from the last two Batman films on 4K, Hackers, People Under the Stairs on 4K, the Indiana Jones collection. There's a few other ones, like there's a Michael Caine film called Zulu. There's Monkey Bone. I mean, there's just a whole range of stuff that I need to upgrade, at least for the first challenge. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Excuse me. I ate not too long ago, and now it seems like I keep belching. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dealing or bearing with me on the not trying to get my words out straight a little bit. I mean, sometimes it's hard to make things perfect, and you gotta, at least in my opinion, keep things authentic. I feel like a lot of watchers like that better than others. But yeah, I'm gonna try to deal with my allergies, get my throat to feeling better, and just kind of rest. Get that taken care of, so I'm not feeling out of it in the future. So, if you've seen any of the movies that I've shown, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Would love to hear your opinion, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I'm Film Talk with Mikey, and until then, guys, but man, I can't speak. I'm tired. Have a good one. Take care, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.